This is Eagle Owl, and today I will be talking about Howie Roseman. I've been giving him a lot of praise, but this time I believe he got fleeced. Also, we're going to talk about Gardner Johnson. He believes he's going to get 10 interceptions. 10. And lastly, we're going to talk about OTAs and minicamp. Yes, the Eagles will be participating this year, but let's get straight into it. All right, so before we get straight into the topics, I know we've been talking about this Brazil thing. Who the Eagles play? The two teams that been hinted is the Packers or the Browns. Now we know one of the Browns players basically came out and said, "Look, we got a game of Brazil, and there's only one game in Brazil that has been revealed, and there's only one team that we know that's playing out there so far is the Philadelphia Eagles. Eagles are the home team. That's why they introduced us as the first team." But Jake Rabati is a reporter for the Philadelphia Eagles. He put out, like a little hint tweet. He put a cheese in the Eagles Brazil flag. So I'm assuming the Eagles are going to play the Packers. We will see. I think the official announcement is sometime this up and coming week. I think April 2nd, April 3rd, if I'm not mistaken. So it will be interesting who the Eagles play. But right now it's getting closer to the date, and a lot of people's like it's definitely the Packers. So we will see. Jordan Love versus Jalen Hurts, week 1 Friday game. That's a lot of excitement. A lot of excitement. You got the Packers coming up. Eagles are somewhat established, so yeah, it'll be a fun game against the Packers. All right, so let's talk about Howie Roseman, man. One of the few times I believe he got fleeced. Hell, I think Howie Roseman haven't been good at trades at all this year, to be honest. But let's talk about Hassan Reddick. So I put out a video yesterday of the Hassan Reddick thing. I didn't really like the video, so I deleted it because it was really rushed. And I got more information as I made this video. So Eagles traded Hassan Reddick for a third round pick. That can be a second in 2026. Depending on if Hassan Reddick play about 67-68% of playing time and get at least 10 sacks. Now, more info came out how the money will work. I'm not sure how the cap will open up, but basically the Jets are taking on the 14.5 million that we owe Hassan Reddick, and then the Eagles are just going to pay the roster bonus of $1 million. Again, I'm not sure how that worked against the cap, to be honest. We definitely saved a lot of money going to the following year, so we're going to have a lot of cap space in 2025. And look, we got fleeced, man, because when you think about it, right, Jets didn't sign Hassan Reddick to an extension. Usually when you see trades like this, like when you think of the luxurious Snead, when he got traded to the Tennessee Titans, one of his things was they got to sign me to an extension, and the Tennessee Titans did that. Hassan Reddick wasn't signed to an extension with the Jets. So the Jets can technically let him play out his deal. And like, you know what? We don't want to sign you back. And they could get a comp pick of a third round pick in 2026. So yes, the Jets possibly lose a pick, but they get a pick back if they don't sign Hassan Reddick back, which is absolutely insane, and which is possibly is going to happen. And Hassan Reddick is too good to be a journeyman. I will say that. Hopefully Hassan Reddick, pull a Gardner Johnson and just come back, realize like, you know what, 21, 22 ain't too bad. Let's work something out. I really want to be in Philadelphia. Hopefully pull one of those. But man, Howie, again, to me, in my opinion, he got fleeced. And to get Howie some, I guess, some leg room or whatever you want to call it, some grace, you can say like, well, he wasn't going to get too much for a 29-year-old pass rusher anyway. He traded him to the AFC. That's a good thing. That means we don't have to deal with him. I guess you get a pick, but 2026, it's like, yo, why didn't we just let him play out his contract? But at the same time, you got to look at it from a business perspective. Do you want a disgruntled employee there Is he really gonna give it his all because he really want to get paid? Did Hassan Reddick ever threaten to sit out? I haven't heard any rumors of that. Like if we didn't pay him, he was going to just sit out the season or whatever, or miss out on money. I believe Hassan Reddick would have honored his contract if he had to play out the season. So it sucks, honestly, that he's going to the Jets. And I don't like how the Eagles fans are now treating him like, well, what did Hassan Reddick do? This and that. Or if he was that good, his number should have been this, been that. Nah, it's no time to dig. It's definitely not time to dig on Hassan Reddick. Hassan Reddick did some great things in Philadelphia. Now, if you want to talk about the end of last season, sure, we could go in on literally everybody towards the end of last season. Our whole D line, our cornerbacks, our safeties, our linebackers. You could go in on all those dudes, but this is not the time to go in on Hassan Reddick. Hassan Reddick was a beast. Now, I will say this too. I hope they don't make the same mistake they did with Nakobe Dean. Remember, we like just TJ Edwards, you can go. Kaiser White, you can go. Nakobe Dean, you're the guy. Now, Nakobe Dean was basically by himself. At least when it's Nolan Smith, before it's his time, he still got BG there. He still got Josh Sweat there. Bryce Huff there. So he still got guys he could lean on. But I'm hoping they're not rushing him out there. No, he is a first round pick. His time is coming. He's gonna have to be that guy for sure because Josh Sweat is on a 1-year deal. But I hope they're not rushing him, and I hope they did not make this move because of that. I just hope they're not rushing Nolan Smith out. Now, Nolan Smith definitely showed flashes. He did. But I hope it's not because of that. And I told people, I'm like, you're not paying Bryce Huff damn near $20 million a year to be a backup. I'm sorry, you just wasn't doing it. You wasn't having him be a rotational piece, and then Nolan Smith going into his second year be like the fourth or fifth rotational guy. That just wasn't gonna happen. Josh Sweat or Hassan Reddick was gonna go. Now, Josh Sweat took the hometown discount. Josh Sweat was drafted by the Eagles, so that makes sense. Hassan Reddick deserves $25 million a year. And if he could find a way to get it from the Jets or any other organization, cool. But the Eagles just wasn't going to do it unless he took a hometown discount. But that still don't negate the fact that Howie Roseman, in my opinion, got fleeced. I'm sorry. He got fleeced. Jets, Joe Douglas, and those boys are doing a good job. You know, they going all in. You know, they got Tyron Smith. They got Hassan Reddick. Now they also signed Mike Williams. Like, they going in. I will give the Jets that for sure. Man, I can't believe they got Howie Roseman. And then it made me think back of the Kenny Pickett thing. I'm like, dang, we traded 22 spots back for Kenny Pickett to sign another quarterback. So some of the moves been great for Howie Roseman, and some of the bads been really bad for Howie Roseman, in my opinion. I'm just keeping it real. My opinion. I'm just the guy talking on YouTube. That's just simply my opinion. All right, so let's talk about CJ Gardner-Johnson. I know I just talked about him last video, but this video, he's putting in the work. He was putting in the work last video, and he screamed something in this workout video, but let me go ahead and play this clip.
Wake up, catch a couple flip out. Come on. Fuck out of here.
He said he won 10 picks this year. I'm with it. If you could get those 10 picks, get those 10 picks, CJ Gardner-Johnson. Keep working on your craft. Trust me, CJ Gardner-Johnson is a ball hawk. Only question I got for him is, can he stay on the field the whole season? If he can stay on the field the whole season, or at least majority of the season, that means the season is going great. There's a lot of picks coming his way. And if he want 10 of those things, get 10 of those things, man. Get 10 of those things, CJ Gardner-Johnson. Keep working. One of my favorite players, CJ Gardner-Johnson. So, again, just keep doing your thing. Hopefully you get those 10 picks. It will make me very happy as an Eagles fan. All right, so let's talk about OTAs, minicamp, and all that. It's been a while since an Eagles content creator Eagles fans even thought about OTAs and minicamp. Because you know why? We never do them. We like to rest our players. But this year is different because we realize even resting our players, our players still get hurt. So it looked like the Eagles are going to take preseason more serious, training camp more serious, OTAs more serious, and minicamp. But our dates were released. But let's go over the dates. All right. So for the first time under Nick Sirianni, the Eagles had mandatory minicamp 3 days from June 4th to June 6th. They will also have 6 OTAs off-season workouts. So May 20th, May 22nd, May 23rd, May 28th, May 30th, and May 31st. All right, different mindset for the Philadelphia Eagles. They looking at this as a totally different season. They want to go all in. They want to work these dudes, and they want these guys physically tough. You know, one of the things about last year, we were soft, man. We got to keep it real. We were soft as baby poop. Like, we were soft. We were soft, man. So I like this approach. I like this change up. And I think Nick Sirianni knows he's coaching for his job, because who don't want the Eagles job? Who don't want this talent to take his spot? I know Bill Belichick looking like, man, I hope Nick Sirianni mess up. Kellen Moore probably looking over Nick Sirianni's shoulder like, man, hopefully this offense is sell, because if they do, maybe they give me that job. A lot of people want Nick Sirianni job, so he's going to be coaching for his job, and hopefully this work out. Hopefully no injuries, of course, but hopefully this thing work out. This team coming more tough, because even the Super Bowl year, you could look at the team like, yeah, they were missing tackles, man. And then it take them a while, about week 8, week 9. Then you start seeing the tackles and stuff flow. But, I mean, the beginning of the season is really bad for the Eagles starting, because there haven't been no contact. But now it look like we going into the season with a different mindset. And I love it. Definitely love it. But, hey, man, what do you think? How do you feel about the news today? Howie Roseman, Eagles versus Packers, possibly. Hassan Reddick. How do we feel about all this stuff? CJ Gardner Johnson, OTAs. But this is Eagle Owl, man. I'm a